Oh, wait a minute. Hold on just a minute. Did we get a moment of self-awareness there that quickly pivoted to something else? I need to run that back. Okay, I had already planned this segment before we found out the good news. We are going to look at some conservative cope from the midterm 2022 election. Now, it is about, how many days has it been? Like 4 days past the election? The election was on Tuesday. It's currently Saturday. That's 4 days. We're about 4 days past the election. We found out literally news reports from 30 minutes ago started coming out that the Dems are keeping the fucking Senate. I am pumped. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for the fucking cope. Unfortunately, there's no big cope yet. So we're just going to look at some from this past week because the conservatives knew that they were in trouble, as you can see here. And we're going to see what's going through their little brains, their little ant brains. See what's going on.
Here's the problem for people that think that the elections are fine. We are expected to believe that we had a system where everyone voted on the day and all the votes were counted on the day, and we traded it. And we traded it for a system that's more expensive, more complicated, and slower. As a consumer...
Is it more expensive? It's going to be slower if you have like multiple ways that you have to count votes. But like, as long as more people are voting, that's the point of democracy, is you allow the most people to vote possible.
That should make no sense to you. You have a product that works.
Oh my God, I'm going to die. Yeah, guys, democracy is nothing if not a product, guys. This is such a good example of how the United States is just a big fucking business. I can taste his tears. That's true. This is insane amounts of cope. He's like, no, you guys don't get it. You guys don't get it. The United States is literally just a big corporation and they're selling you dog shit. Like, no, I actually kind of like this product, and I especially like the tears that come with it from conservatives. That's nice.
Quick, cheaply, and it's simple. And you turn that product in for something that's expensive, complicated to use, and slower. If you can make that make sense, then you are a liberal.
No, you're just, I mean, yes, kind of, I guess, but like more people vote. More people vote. That's the trade-off, is more people get to vote. And I think that's a pretty sick trade-off. I like democracy. I personally am a democracy enjoyer. Call me crazy, but I do enjoy me some democracy now and then. It is a common treat of mine that I indulge in. So there's that. Let's move on. We got California Latinas are on our way to vote Republican. Oh, sorry. Now, if there's one thing that I have not seen, it's the Latino community, the Latinx community, sorry, pardon me, the Latinx community voting Republican. That does not happen. We all know that anybody below a certain threshold of, or I should say above a certain threshold of melanin always votes Democrat. We all know that. Okay. We got a problematic gay Republican. Convo with a lib right now.
So, heard there was no red wave last night.
You're right, there was no red wave.
Wow, breaking news.
Oh no, is that his real voice? Oh no.
Do you have anything better to talk about now?
Not
Cope, dude. Oh, he's so pissed. He's like, okay, I get it. Can we stop talking about it now, please? No, I'm this person.
at all. No thoughts in my brain.
So,
True.
heard there was...
True. No thoughts up here except fuck you. I'm guzzling your tears. Oh, you guys know the meme that's here? Yes, this one. This is me. This is me guzzling the conservative tears right now. You guys can have a little bit. This is my chat. You guys can have a little bit as a treat. Okay? But this is me. Yeah, that's fantastic, dude. Yeah, cope harder.
Monday's midterm election update without the legacy media spin. Now that early voting has officially begun in 27 states, a recent Trafalgar poll reveals that 54% of Americans say rising gas prices makes them more likely to vote Republican in the midterm elections. Another Trafalgar poll shows that
I feel like that's a weird way to word the question. Rising gas prices makes you more likely to vote Republican. I mean, a lot of Americans have been brainwashed into thinking that like gas prices have anything to do with who is currently the president. So I guess, but like they also went down for a minute, right? I mean, they fluctuated up and down, so of course people don't fucking care.
Democratic Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer in a statistical tie with Republican candidate Tudor Dixon. It's estimated that the Whitmer campaign outspent Dixon nearly 20-1. Democrat Minnesota Governor Tim Walz refused a debate with his Republican challenger Scott Jensen over the weekend, and polling data shows Walz and Jensen...
Okay, this is boring.
Hey man, who'd you vote for? Oh, I voted Republican. How about you? I voted Democrat. That's cool. That in no way affects our friendship, and I don't think any differently about it.
Oh god, I fucking hate this shit, dude. Actually, I just think that gay people are bad and evil and going to hell. We should still be friends though. Yeah, fuck you.
About you. Literally same. Hey, who'd you vote for? I voted for literally the only platform that makes sense. Oh, thank God, me too. Republican. Okay, bye. Yeah, bye. Hey, man.
You know, more or less true, but not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's pretty sick.
You guys get out there and vote like your life depends on it. Like the other side wants to castrate kids or something. Well, actually, it's pretty...
Yeah, man, I can't believe all these conservatives want to do, you know, they call it circumcision. Dude, that's disgusting. What a bunch of fucking freaks. Anyway, let's move on. Very based. By the way, if you have any conservative cope, please share it. Especially recent cope from like the last hour. I want to see their tears, please. When they know that we have a lock on the Senate, please, 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 please. Pull it up. Dredge it up.
Better.
What?
Positive energy.
Oh, because Abbott won? Yeah, okay. Too late, baby. Too fucking late.
You ready? You ready?
I voted blue 5 times.
2, 1, go! Welcome to the Red Kingdom.
You gotta learn how to reverse the you gotta learn how to mirror the video, dude.
Red Kingdom. Yeah.
Vote as if your business is closed, your children are locked out of school, your family member is alone in the hospital and you're not allowed to be there, and you have to show passports to eat because the same people who did this are on your ballot. That's a pretty normal thing to think. Trump is the swamp? That's ridiculous. He's draining it. What do you mean? Moving on. When the red wave hits. This was prior to the election. Okay, wait. New plan. Pull up some good shit from before the election where they thought they were for sure going to win. New fucking plan. Let's do that, please. Please find me the best videos where they thought they were going to fucking own this shit. I want to see that.
Hope your day gets better.
It's the same clip.
Positive energy.
Okay, I have to know. Okay, so that was there. Oh, there's no cope here yet. God damn it. That's okay. Okay, so this is from 3 days ago. Here's my theory as to why we didn't see a red wave last night. Okay.
Even though it's looking like Republicans are going to regain control of both chambers of Congress.
Another gay conservative, by the way.
Not what Republicans hoped for. Everyone predicted a red wave, and that just didn't happen. So this morning, I'm trying to figure out and theorize why this didn't happen and why we thought it would happen. And this leads me to believe that we are far more secluded in our own thought bubbles than we realize in this country. Just by looking at this map, we have become so
Another idiot gay? You just kind of sound homophobic.
Politically divided that the possibility of a wave of whether it's Republican or Democrat, I just don't think will happen. But that's not to say it can't happen with the right messaging. Which leads me to my next point.
I'm gay. Are you id-pulling me? Cringe.
It didn't happen. Republicans ran on policy, inflation, the border, crime. Democrats ran on feeling. Democracy is at stake, and your rights are being taken away. None of those narratives could lead to a wave of either Democrat or Republican. Because in order to swing the middle voters, you need to touch on both. You need to touch their hearts while also touching their brains. So if you look at
it's not the only thing conservatives are touching these days. Know what I'm saying, boys?
Republican candidates that did really well. Like in Florida, the messaging in Florida was not just inflation, crime, and the border. They sold a vision, something Republicans are normally not good at. DeSantis sold
They
a vision
certainly
of a
sold
free
something.
Florida, something that the voters could buy into, they could put faith into, the same way Trump in 2016 sold the vision of making America great again. But then in 2020,
And then he definitely did that in the preceding 4 years.
you'll see that the Republican
What happened to your volume, my man?
messaging went from the vision of making America great again to playing offense against the Democrats, against the liberals, which is important. You need to play offense, but you can't play too much offense without selling the vision as well. So with all of that in mind,
This is boring.
and all of those patterns that we just broke down, look at the candidates who did badly in this election. Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania lost to Fetterman, who was not a good candidate. Oz ran on inflation, the border, and crime. He only played offense.
Wait, I do want to hear
and
him
all
out
he
here.
talked about was policy. The voters had no vision to buy into. You can get conservatives to come out and vote when
Okay. He's got a good point. He's not wrong on this. Oz ran on pure policy. Conservatives don't want policy anymore. They want raw, unfiltered bigotry and fucking like just insanity. They just want craziness. If you are not the craziest goddamn right-leaning fascist fuck, you're not going to win. He's not
inflation
wrong.
is bad. That's no doubt. That's
Well, let's
why
see how
they're
he
probably gonna
phrases
win
it.
the majority. But if you don't have a vision associated with it, you cannot expect.
Okay, so he keeps alluding to this vision. What he means is some vague idea of like what you want America to be, because like back in ye old good days, there were no gays, because if there were gays, we'd stone them to death and shit like that. So therefore there weren't any gays, and actually all the gays that exist today are there because everyone's brainwashing them, and it's not because they're not afraid to come out because they know that they won't be stoned to death, because that's a bad thing to do in today's society. So that kind of allude to like a vague society like that, but there's no actual like concrete policy besides just like making people's lives worse.
Away.
You good old
Democrats
days of
are
1862.
notorious with their ability to storytell and create a vision, almost to the point of their own downfall because they lack the policy to back up their vision. But this is why they can put candidates up that are honestly like not even mentally there. Because the vision of democracy is at stake will sell itself, even if your candidate can't even say complete sentences. If Republicans want to win in 24.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing that would ever indicate that our democracy's at stake due to the conservatives, guys. I mean, you can't tell me anything within the past like year and a half, 1.75 years. Nothing. That's ridiculous. 1.9 years.
Landslide. They need to go back to a vision that voters can buy into.
I dare you to name one singular event in the last 2 years that would ever indicate that democracy is at risk from the Conservative Party. I dare you.
Every Republican is
But turn down your gain.
Donald Trump. Tomorrow, I need y'all to give us all the power so that we can prevent the Republicans from taking all the power. Ron DeSantis doesn't like your grandma. If you don't vote for us, then the Republicans
true.
are going to create all the problems that.
Hey, he's spitting right now. Ron DeSantis hates your grandma. And if he doesn't, ask him why she's in a fucking nursing home with 40 other people on one floor and one nurse and an aide that called off that day. So there's only one aide on the floor, and the nurse does not have the fucking time to fill up your grandma's IV bag and make sure that she's like fighting the infection that only is infecting her because she was not turned enough, because there's not a fucking enough aides on the floor to turn her. Yes, he hates your grandma.
That we already, in fact, have created. And if you want solutions to those problems, you need to vote for us because we're the only ones with solutions to those problems.
That's true.
You know, if you don't vote for us, then you're probably going to end up with a bunch of politicians that are barely coherent. If you vote for the Republicans, then you're January 6th. Also, just a quick reminder, it typically takes anywhere between 1 hour and 364 days to count the votes. Ever since the last election, it's
you know, he's kind of spitting there. I do hate that it takes this long to count the votes. I do not like that, but you know, it's fine.
It's been like that, okay? And if you say
The
it's not
payoff's
true,
worth it.
then obviously you're just a threat to democracy. Elon Musk is not a good guy at all. Every Republican
Spitting. Straight spitting. When was this uploaded? 4 days ago? Oh, El no sabe. Yeah, dude. He's oh, wait. I have to know. Go vote, inflation plan. When was this from? 4 days ago? God damn it. They don't have any updated cope. It's fine. My thoughts on the current midterm outcomes.
Hello, so I'm going to talk very...
Oh yeah, I listened to this chick just a little bit. Dude, she sounds like she's got fucking helium. Like an entire helium balloon. What the fuck?
briefly about the midterms. I've been trying to hold off on this because there's several...
It does sound like she's forcing it, right? I'm not making this up, right? Like, she has to be forcing that.
key races that we still don't have the results in. So
Still
I wanted
would?
to wait
Please.
for those before I give my full
Down
opinions,
abysmal.
but I do want to say this for right now. So everyone, first of all, I think this was a success for Republicans. I think it was a positive midterm. But that being said, it should have been.
She could get a seriously good role doing one of those ya voices. You would make bank, my friend. Please stop the conservative grift and just go do voice work on casting call. You will make bank, please. Like, just commission it out. I'm down atrocious permanently. You know, that's fair.
A red wave, right? It should have been a red tsunami. You know, Republicans have everything right now. They have truth. They have policy.
They do have truth. That's true.
The winning things, but here's the problem.
They got truth. They got policy. They got all the things, man. You know, I agree.
You're going to hear a lot of Republican pundits say that it was candidate quality. It was other establishment Republican sabotage. It was Trump's fault. You're going to hear all of these things.
All the best
and
words.
Some of that might be true in little bits if you look at it. But if we're going to talk about candidate quality, I think you know where I'm going with that. I
don't get it, man. Like, these people are at least as stupid as me. Why do you sit here and act like you know what the fuck you're talking about? I don't get it. You're at least as dumb as I am. At least, like, own it. You know what I mean? Like just stop acting like you know shit. Like I did. It's so much easier. When you accept that you're just a fucking meathead, it's so much more fun and so much easier to just enjoy the good things in life, okay? I'm just saying.
I think it's candidate quality. But I do think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we live in two different realities. So right before the election, I was following leftist Twitter and right-leaning Twitter, and I also do this
like a hot fake
because I want to know what people are thinking. You guys, we live in two different realities. We do not have a shared truth. That is how
that's not wrong.
Polarized we are right now, and the media is.
That's really real. No, that's the realest thing she'll say in this whole video. She's not wrong.
It's run by one group. Like, they run every institution. So you can say whatever you want. You can make
I'm sure she
whatever
means the
point you
conservatives.
want, but if no one's there to see it or hear it, then it doesn't really matter. Will that change? Yes. But I don't think blaming it on terrible candidates and Trump or the establishment, although I do think those things are true to some extent, I don't know if that's going to help the messaging and the change going forward. Let me know your thoughts on that. Obviously, I'm going to have a lot more thoughts on the midterms and everything like that, but I just find it really curious how quick a lot of people are to blame or to use scapegoats and not talk about the truth. And I think in some ways...
You think she'd be open to a debate? What do you guys think? I bet that'd be a really good debate. Let me see something. Ooh, let's see if she has any cope. When's this from? 6 hours ago? No. Wait. Sam Bankman-Fried's implosion took down Democrat's second biggest donor? No. Instagram. Texas judge strikes down Biden's student debt cancellation. I kind of want to see this one.
It looks like, at least for right now, the student loan for...
I love a girl with a cute voice telling me how much I deserve to fucking drown in my own debt. Please make me deep throat my debt. Please.
Forgiveness will not be happening. Another judge has stricken it down. Biden, the administration, is still going to pursue this, I believe, even further. But this judge has deemed it unconstitutional. Here's what the judge said. In this country, we are not ruled by an all-powerful executive with a pen and a phone, citing that something like this should have been voted for or passed.
What's all this shit about Dark Brandon then? Shut the fuck up. Bow down, bitch. Thank you so much for the follow, Airbnb abortion. That's a base fucking name. I love that.
Real Congress, not done by executive order. They're saying that this was an overuse of authority. What's also interesting is there's this idea that something like this will help lower income people even more, but that's actually not true. And of course, there are some people that don't fit into.
Oh yeah, of course it's not true. How could giving money? Wait, did you just say the gender thing? Oh, is she gonna go into gender studies shit?
Into the generalities.
Oh, never mind.
But generally,
I'm too brain poisoned.
Speaking, most of the student loan debt in this country are by the top earners, not the bottom earners. Because typically, if you're going to...
Okay, but even if that's true, means test it then. Okay, bet. Like, what do you mean? Okay, Richie then. How about you just give it to the poors then? None of this makes any sense.
A university or graduate program where you would be put into more debt, you're also going into a higher earning career, if that makes sense.
By the way, not even necessarily true. There are some very expensive degrees that do not earn you that much money. Okay, I got my master's in science and nursing, which is a great degree, don't get me wrong. But like an average job with a master of science and nursing these days can get you like $40 an hour, maybe between like 35 and 40. And let me tell you something. It's good enough that I don't got a budget. Thank God, because I have horrible ADHD and I'm terrible at budgeting. But it's not good enough that I can't scrape my way out of debt with it. I can't. Like I'm down bad. I'm down like $90,000 in debt, you know, and that's not even counting my fucking credit card and bank loan. So, you know, it's not enough, especially considering, you know, interest payments, aka usury. Honestly, we should reclaim usury. Reclaim the term usury. The left should do that because that would be such a fucking own to the conservatives, right? Because that's the biblical term for it is usury. It's a fucking sin. We need to bring that back. Just start calling it usury again.
And
I'm gonna start doing that.
The government got involved in the whole student loan situation. College got a lot more expensive, and there is a study done. You can look it up. I don't have it right now, but there is a study done that has shown the inflation rate that the government basically caused since they got involved in the student loan.
Dude, her skull has nothing but air flowing from one ear and out the other. It's hollow in there. If you stood inside of there, it would echo like a fucking horror movie.
They basically made this environment that incentivized.
It's like everything she watches on Fox News and then like imbibes on Facebook all goes in there, and it like cluster fucks into this big mushy brain rot and then spews out of her mouth. It's so good.
Universities to charge more and more and more. It's
like, oh yeah, no, this buzzword goes here, and then this one goes here, and that's a sentence. And that's a sentence.
For as far as the price of tuition goes, so it's like we made it super duper expensive, and now we're gonna give you a little tiny handout. It's kind of messed up.
All debts are supposed to be forgiven after 7 years.
When you think about it.
That was very informative. Thank you. We're going to go back to coping. That's not real, is it? Listen, I don't know a whole lot about it either, but at least I don't pretend to. Like I said, own it, okay? Just own it. I'm not good economically, and I'm not quiet about it either. I fucking suck at economics. But, you know, I understand more than these fucking people, and I at least own it, okay? That's all I'm saying. All right, let's move on. We already watched this one. I'm not watching the rest of that. She's getting boring now. All right, POV, every other state waiting on Arizona to finish counting ballots. So bad, dude. I hate the filters that like do that shit with their face. I can't stand that. Very rarely will you get a good video with that shit. It just doesn't happen. United States now has 51 states.
The United States now has its 51st state. I was looking at the midterm election map behind me, and I saw that we have a new state, Oklahoma Special, which is off the coast of Texas. I didn't know that we were going to get a new state. I didn't hear anything, but that's pretty cool.
Huh? I don't understand. I can't tell like what this post is. Does anybody know what they're talking about? I can't tell if this is conservative cope or like a liberal thing. I don't know. I thought the reason I pulled this one up is because I thought he was going to go on about like how like something about the votes in Washington D.C. I don't know. Man doesn't know special districts. I don't know my special districts. What are you talking about? I have no clue what he's talking about. It's a shit post. Okay, never mind.
So I just said.
Okay, wait. This is from 3 days ago. This is fresh off the cope oven, fresh out of the. You get my point.
That I voted Republican. Me and a lot of people.
She's coping, okay.
A lot in this state, and they just announced that the Democratic incumbent is going to keep her seat for us. It's Patty Murray in Washington State.
Oh no!
Think, how the fuck? How?
Let me tell you something. I live out on the farm, and I don't see no Democrats out there, no how. And if we do, we just fucking shoot them. That's right. So the only things I can think is that some of them motherfuckers rose up from the dead out of my backyard and got and vote. Now that's illegal. You understand?
So they show a map on the news. I should go and find the map. And it shows that the majority of the votes, the Democratic votes came from like one city. And for us, the city is Olympia. It's like our capital city.
I'm sure that she's very well attuned to how many fucking people live in their capital city. I'm sure this is going to be a great take.
It's also our bullshit city. The crime, the homelessness, the drug addiction. You don't hear about it on a national level. Do you know they had people out in the streets in hazmat suits cleaning up the shit because people were just pooping on the sidewalk?
Yeah, what should we do with those people? What's your recommendation? What's your prescription for that? I'm curious what you want to do with those people. I'm sure it's very normal and cool.
Do you know if you go into a Safeway bathroom, the lights in the bathroom are blue because you can't shoot up if you can't find a vein?
Good. No, that's unironically good. We need more of that. That's good. No, please find the vein if you're going to shoot up. Because if you don't, you could fucking like hurt yourself, if not kill yourself. Please, like, don't shoot up. But for those who do, it's been proven that making it easier to do so leads to less deaths. I think that's a good thing. Obama used his dark necromancy to raise the dead and is now using his he's using his new undead army to cast false votes at my local election. Just look at Hillary Clinton. She looks like a fucking zombie. I'll bet she's one of them. She's like the boss zombie or something.
Fucking homeless people all over the place. And not true. Don't confuse me. I'm not saying like people who...
Oh, here it comes. Oh, I know.
Truly need
I know,
help.
right?
Those poor people, there's no fucking resources. I'm talking about the people who intentionally live on the sidewalk, who intentionally squat.
Yes. My favorite activity is going out in the dead of fucking November in a northern state and just living on the sidewalk. I love that. My favorite activity is sidewalk camping in November while it's probably snowing, below 50 degrees. In fact, right now in Ohio, it is 32 Fahrenheit. That is freezing, literally freezing. And I just love it. Like I love it personally. It's my favorite thing to do. Actually, I love living there. The view from the sidewalk's great, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, really. And I am sorry that I caused this, but you know, it's a free country.
I don't know. It's like...
Is she gonna start crying?
Everybody's all upset about everything until it's time to do something different. Then
Please start crying. Please cry. Please.
Or it's just that there's more of them than there is of... I mean, if somebody knows Washington...
Wait a minute. Hold on just a minute. Did we get a moment of self-awareness there that quickly pivoted to something else? I need to run that back.
Either don't vote, or it's just that there's more of them than there is of... I mean, if somebody knows...
Wait, no, finish that statement. Finish that thought. Wait. What do you mean? Wait. No, finish. There's more of them, etc. Oh, come on. Okay, we'll just let it hang there.
Washington State, tap in. Let me know. Let's talk.
We'll get there next time.
Seattle and Olympia is where most of the Patty Murray votes came from, and those are the
biggest
fucked up cities in our state. Have you ever seen somebody just shit on a sidewalk?
Can't say I have, actually.
I have. You ever seen somebody just pull down their pants at a Walmart and piss? A woman? I have. No, but our senators are doing a great job. We'll stick with that.
Yeah, if the senators don't literally like let these people live in their fucking houses and like their basements and closets, then they're doing a bad job. What do you mean? What do you mean? Your senator, first of all, works on a federal level to institute federal policy. Okay. So, if they're not being able to pass anything thanks to a Republicans blocking everything, along with Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, well, then maybe that's a problem. But on a state level, quite frankly, that's up to the governor and like the state legislator. Okay. Like these people even I know that. Even I fucking know that. Like, what are you talking about? It's ridiculous.
I then another 2 years. That's fucking great. You know, the only time they even attempted to clean up our capital city is when our governor was running for president. That was short-lived, and it's back to a shithole. And none of this has even anything to do with COVID. When you start sprinkling in COVID bullshit, it's a mess.
Dude, I love the conservative salad, dude.
It's a mess. It just is. Welcome to Washington. It's a mess.
But you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
That's a perfect clip. Thank you. It's the conservative word salad. It's great. We got to throw in the COVID. I'm surprised you didn't hit the singles, the hit singles, the CRT, the transgender ideology, transing our kids. I'm surprised. I would have thought she would have been able to fit that in, but I guess not. I had to clean up human feces at Walmart before. It wasn't ever homeless people. Yeah, isn't it just like weirdos? They had Flamin' Hots one for dinner one too many nights in a row and just like lose their shit literally on the floor. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe stop preventing homeless people from using public restrooms. That's ridiculous. Come on, those are privately owned public restrooms, you simpleton, you fool. What do you mean? What do you mean? All right, last one that I personally have, and then you guys got to start doing the heavy lifting.
68% of unmarried women voted Democrat in this year's midterm elections. Inflation is record-breaking. Gas prices are skyrocketing.
Really? I thought it'd be more than that. 68% of unmarried women voted Democrat. I feel like it'd be more than that, right?
Crime is soaring. Economic growth is non-existent, and the country is being destroyed. Yet 68% of unmarried women likely viewed the right to murder unborn children as a forefront issue. Now, this is the type of stuff that makes me question women's rights. Now, I'm a pretty educated woman when it comes to current events and politics, but I'm willing to sacrifice my rights to stop this nonsense. Because...
What?
Now, I'm a pretty educated woman when it comes to current events and politics, but I'm willing to sacrifice my rights to stop this nonsense.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Listen. She's willing to go back to the kitchen and be a good little girl who gets married off to some husband that she doesn't know and doesn't like and probably beats her. As long as, you know, we're not removing fetuses, need I remind you, like clumps of cells from women who don't want them and who will not raise them well, more than likely. And also, don't even get me started on ectopic pregnancies. My goodness, the things that I would do to stop people from getting abortions when they have ectopic pregnancies. Do you not know that it is God's will, my friend, God's will that that woman die along with the fetus that is not actually a fucking fetus because it's not even attached to the goddamn uterus? Like, oh God, my brain would explode if I knew that like my neighbor had an ectopic fucking pregnancy and didn't just die instead of getting an abortion. Jesus Christ. My goodness, what a world we live in. What a fucking world. I would literally enslave myself before I let that happen. In fact, I would subject myself to testicle torture, electrical shocks to my testicles before I ever let that happen. You know, I think she's really onto something, guys.
Because these women's lives are lonely, sad, and pathetic, and they have no man to take care of them, they decided to make big government their spouse. And they will make this country just as disappointing.
Okay, she needs to do something to indicate that she needs to be saved. Somebody needs to help her. Somebody's holding her hostage, right?
And sad as their lives are. Here's some advice for the 68% of single women that decided to vote Democrat in midterm elections. Drop the feminism crap, get yourself a husband, start a family, and then maybe you'll have a reason to think logically when you vote.
You know what this is? You know what this is? I've talked about this before. This is just a submission kink that you're imposing onto everybody else because you want that for yourself. You want that. You want a man to like be able to dominate you, which is fine. A lot of people like that, men and women and other. Okay. A lot of people want that. A lot of people want a guy who looks like me to dominate and humiliate perhaps and even degrade you. Don't project that onto everybody. You know, there are plenty of tops in the world as well. Top women tops, mommy dommy tops. Okay. I promise you, not all women want to be dominated. Not all women want to be taken care of by a man. You know, that's your thing and that's cool. And you're a very attractive woman, and I'm sure you'll find a man who is more than happy to do that to you or for you. But not everybody wants that. Yeah, don't project me onto anybody. That's ridiculous. Also, go follow Seaweed if you're not. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this segment here because we got to see if any new updates came about as a result of the election. This was a fun little cope section. If there's more cope that I can find before I end stream today, I will add it to the end of this video. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and hit that bell or whatever the button is now so that you can be notified when I upload. And I will see you in the next video.